Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'a sunnatahu ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, continuing in the short sessions on benefits from selected hadith from Adab al-Mufrad. Today we continue in regards to the salam, the greeting. Today we mention more details on the virtue of the greeting. Abu Hurairah said, a man passed by the Messenger of Allah while he was in an assembly and said, "Peace be upon you." The Prophet ﷺ said, 10 good deeds. Another man passed by and said, "Peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah." The Prophet said, 20 good deeds. Then another man passed by and said, "Peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah and His blessing." The Prophet ﷺ said, 30 good deeds. Then a man in the assembly got up to leave and did not give the greeting. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, "How quickly your companion forgets. When one of you comes to an assembly, he should give the greeting. If he desires to sit down, he sits down. When he stands up to leave, he gives the greeting. Neither is a more meritorious duty than the other." Imam al-Albani rahimahullah observes, saying the greeting of salam when one gets up to leave a gathering is an etiquette that is being abandoned in some of the lands, and the most appropriate of those to revive it are the people of knowledge and its students. Thus, it is pertinent that they say the salam when they join the students in the class, for example, and likewise when they leave, for the first is not more meritorious than the other. Umar said, "I was riding behind Abu Bakr and he passed some people. He said, 'Peace be upon you.' They responded, 'And peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah.' He said, 'And peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah.' They responded, 'Peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah and His blessings.' Abu Bakr said, 'Today the people have excelled us in additional rewards.'" Zayd, one of the narrators, said, "Umar narrated the same thing to us." Aisha said, "The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, 'The Jews are not jealous of you for anything the way they envy you for the salam and the ameen.'" So this shows that it's mentioned here that they were jealous of the Muslims for many of the Muslims' beliefs and practices, which quite badly has led to hatred. Allah the Exalted says, "Verily you will find the strongest amongst men in the enmity to the believers, the Muslims, the Jews, and those who are polytheists." The hadith highlights the virtues of the greeting of salam and the saying of ameen during congregational salah. Also, we see that As-Salam is one of the names of Allah, the Mighty and Majestic. Anas said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "As-Salam, peace, is one of the names of Allah, the Almighty, which He has placed in the earth. Therefore, spread the salam amongst yourselves." Ibn Mas'ud said, they were praying behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and someone said, "As-Salam, peace be upon Allah." When the Prophet finished his prayer, he said, "Who said As-Salam be upon Allah? Allah is As-Salam. Say greetings belong to Allah and prayer and the good. Peace be upon you, O Prophet, and the mercy of Allah and His blessings. Peace be upon us and upon the right acting slaves of Allah. And I testify there is no true God but Allah, and I testify that Muhammad is His slave and messenger." Ibn Mas'ud said they used to learn that as one of you learns a surah from the Quran. So this hadith and the one that precedes it are evidences that establish As-Salam is from the names of Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. They show the significance of the expression Assalamu alaikum and encourage extending greetings to one another with this. In another version of the hadith of Ibn Mas'ud, it added that after the death of the Prophet ﷺ, they would say Assalamu ala nabi, peace be upon the Prophet, and not Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi, peace be upon you, O Prophet. So here, brothers and sisters, to recap, we see in today's session we mentioned again the virtues and the rewards, and how the rewards are multiplied by saying Assalamu alaikum 10, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah 20, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh 30. So the more you say the salam versions, the longer, the more you get the reward. Again, imagine if we just did that as much as we can, we get the reward. Minimum of 10 each time, maximum of 30. Let's do our best, inshallah, to always say the salam and get the reward. Until next time, inshallah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.